Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cat Chats. I cut myself and the band-aid just fell off. Welcome to another episode of Cat Chats. Today I will be answering some of your questions that you asked me a long time ago. I asked you guys to ask me questions like about my high school experience or any advice you want, because I know a lot of you guys are in high school right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on these questions. Did you do any sports in high school? No. I 100% did no sports in high school because I suck. I love sports, like I love watching sports. Well, that's a very broad thing. I like watching basketball and baseball. Those are the only sports I like. But I was just never into sports myself. I'm really not coordinated, guys. How did you make time for homework and friends? Honestly, this is the advice that I can give you. If you have homework, do it the second you walk through the door when you're home. I mean, there were times where I waited till like 10 o'clock at night the day before something was due. I'm a huge procrastinator. Till this day, I take forever to do things I'm supposed to do. But my advice, honestly, if you're watching this and you're in high school, do your homework the second you walk in through the door. I know that that's the last thing you want to do because you were just in school doing a bunch of work. But there's no better feeling than getting home and doing your homework. And as soon as you're finished, you're like, oh my gosh, I have the rest of the day to watch Netflix. And for friends, honestly, I didn't have like a huge group of friends. I had like my small little circle and I saw them, Porter, get off the table. And I used to eat lunch with them every single day. So, I mean, I got to see my friends all the time at school. So, I don't know. What do you do when no one lets you sit with them and you're always alone? And this is a really good question. If you have someone who doesn't let you sit with them, F them. Don't sit with them. I wouldn't want to sit with somebody who doesn't want me there. I always say this, but if I knew then what I know now, I feel like high school would have gone completely different for me. And I don't regret it. I don't regret the decisions I made and the people I was friends with. But I used to put so much time and effort into people who didn't put time and effort into me. And I was worried about everything. I was worried about what anybody thought about me, I just worried too much about other people when you shouldn't. I ate lunch in a classroom with my friends, like my actual close friends. And I ate lunch in a classroom. All the cool kids were eating lunch in like the new building. We call it the new building even though it's probably been sitting there since like the 80s. But all the cool kids were eating lunch in the new building and screw them. So to answer your question, don't worry about those people who don't let you sit with them. They're bitches. And I don't like to curse in my videos, but who does that? Who doesn't let someone sit with them? That's so effed up. But just do your own thing, girl. Trust me, because when you graduate high school, those people are going to be extremely irrelevant. Which year of high school did you enjoy the most and why? This is a hard one because I really enjoyed my senior year of high school. But if you guys watch my Cat Chats video, you know Janine, my cousin, she was a grade above me. So when I was a senior, she was already graduated. So I kind of like, there was a void missing in my life because Janine wasn't there. But my junior year of high school was the worst year ever. The worst. So I'm just gonna say my senior year, even though Janine wasn't there. I had a lot of fun. I feel like I already knew who I was. I didn't let anybody get to me or like opinions get to me. I was very confident my senior year in who I was as a person. So yes, I had fun my senior year. What was your best high school experience? That's a really hard one because I was really to myself. I didn't go to pep rallies. I didn't do anything. The first year that I went to homecoming was my senior year because I didn't want to go my freshman year or my sophomore year or my junior year. I really can't answer that. Wow, that's really sad. That's really sad. Someone says, high school boyfriends, past experiences, any advice? Okay. I had a rule in high school. Let me put my phone down. This is a long story. If I ended up wanting to date someone, I wanted to date them if they went to a different high school. Only because if you guys in high school, you guys know that who you're dating, everybody's dating them too. Because everybody is in your business, and if you break up, the drama, the rumors, it's really like aggravating. So I did have one boyfriend in my high school and I was a freshman. So I was a baby and nobody really cared about me. And it was kind of like my first real boyfriend. And I had no idea how vicious people can be in high school. His name was William. That's not a fake name, that's actually his real name. Which I don't mind saying because I don't hate him, so. He was actually really awesome. So William and I dated my freshman year of high school, and then we broke up. I can't remember why. That was a really long time ago. I don't remember why we broke up, but he was really, really awesome and really nice. So I never had a bad experience with William in high school, I don't think. Maybe he has a different opinion, but I don't. But then when we broke up, I felt like everyone knew we broke up, and we kind of avoided each other in the hallways, like super awkward, and I didn't want to feel like that ever again. So I didn't like to date boys, which I didn't really date boys. If you guys know, my dad is crazy and didn't let me go anywhere or let me do anything. He's not crazy, very overprotective. I understand him. So I didn't really date guys. I only had one other boyfriend in high school, and he didn't go to my school. So did you ever fail a class? Yes, I did. I actually failed a class my freshman year thanks to Samantha. If you guys see my previous Cat Chats, I told you all about Mr. Viles. He was my math teacher my freshman year. And in my defense, he was the world's worst math teacher. Like, he didn't teach. Like, he sounded like the Visine guy. I've said this before. He sounded like the Visine commercial guy. And he would talk like that. And it was really hard to even learn anything in that class. Samantha failed it too. We both got D's. So I had to make it up at night school because that was literally the world's worst class. Name one embarrassing thing that happened to you in high school. Oh god, the list is endless. In high school, not that many. In middle school, I had a lot of embarrassing moments. A lot. I was actually, you didn't ask this, but I was actually trampled on in middle school. I'm not even kidding. There were a bunch of people running. I always got knocked over. Like, I always got pushed accidentally. People always ran into me like I was invisible. It happened all the time. But a bunch of people were running down the hallway one time in middle school. Like, a ton of people. And I was drinking water. And I guess they didn't see me. And I was trampled. Like, I was on the floor. Trampled by these people. I was also spit on. Somebody spit on me from the second floor in middle school. Ah, fun times. In high school, embarrassing. Oh yeah, something really embarrassing happened to me, but it happened outside of high school. I mean, I was in high school, but it wasn't in school, so I guess that doesn't count. Which I don't even want to talk about because that opens a dark door. I don't know, I'm probably forgetting a lot of things. I like to block a lot of bad memories. I did actually really like some guy when I was a sophomore? Junior? I can't remember. But I really liked him a lot, and he was playing my ass hardcore. And all his friends knew about it, and no one told me anything. But I mean, the people who didn't tell me anything were mostly girls. Like, girls who he knew and I was kind of friends with didn't tell me like, hey, he's playing your ass. He don't like you, girl. No one told me. So that was really embarrassing. That whole experience with that guy was so embarrassing. What was your freshman year like? I loved my freshman year, to be honest. I mean, I had a really awkward breakup my freshman year, so that part I didn't really like. I was just so happy to be out of my middle school that I felt like I was a brand new person. I actually wasn't supposed to go to the high school that I went to. I was supposed to go to a different one. Middle school was so horrible for me, and I didn't like anybody I went to my middle school with. Like, I know that sounds crazy. I had my close friends, Amelia, Stephanie. I had my friends. There were like a vicious group of girls in my middle school, and they were so mean. They were so mean. One time, one of them told me in 4th grade that I looked like a dinosaur, and I've never forgotten it. Like, I've never forgotten it. That same girl told me in 5th grade that I was a loner and like a loser and pathetic and all that time. That I was always by myself and I was like a loser, whatever. So I really hated middle school, and I just wanted to get away from that group of people, because I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but I went to elementary school with the same people, and then I went to middle school with the same people, because you go to school depending on where you live. So everyone in that like jurisdiction goes to that same school. Does that make sense? I don't know if it's like that everywhere or just the United States. But I did not want to go to the same high school as these people. I was like, there's no way I'm going there. I wanted to go to Janine's high school, and at that time I was dating William, so I wanted to go to the same high school he went to, and Janine was going to that same high school. And it was the best decision I have ever made. I don't regret it. I met amazing people in that high school, and I don't know, I feel like my life would be totally different if I would have gone to the other high school. So I'm very grateful that I went to the high school I did go to. So with that being said, my freshman year was awesome. I was meeting all these new people because I didn't know anyone. I just knew Janine and Janine's friends. So I would eat lunch with, you know, like the sophomores. I was a freshman. I was just meeting people all the time, and it was awesome. And then, I mean, it got a little dark when I started to know people, you know, down the line. But overall, my freshman year was awesome. Tell a story about your favorite teacher. I have 2 favorite teachers. Well, okay, so in middle school, I had my favorite teacher in the whole world. Her name was Miss Pineda. Miss Pineda. I don't know why I said it like that. And we would call her Miss P, and she was awesome. I loved her. She was my 7th grade teacher, and then in 8th grade, I became her teacher aide for one of my classes. I was her teacher aide, and I was so depressed because I was leaving her. And then one day, randomly, I'm like standing in my school. I'm a sophomore, and I see her walking in my school, and I'm like, Miss P? And she's like, oh my God, because she thought I was going to the other high school, the one I was supposed to go to. And she's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And I was like, I come to this high school. What are you doing? She's like, oh, I teach here now. So it was awesome. And then I became her teacher aide, I think, for my junior year and my senior year. So she's kind of like my Mr. Feeney. So she's my favorite teacher. She's the teacher I would eat lunch with every day. We all ate in a classroom. All my friends, we decided to move our little party to Miss P's class, and I loved her. But I had a teacher my freshman year that I swear changed my life. His name was Mr. Osorio. He was a wrestling coach, but he was my, I want to say government or history, American history teacher. I'm not sure, I don't remember. It was my freshman year. And I remember looking at like my schedule the first day of school. People were like, oh my God, Mr. Osorio, he's the worst. Everybody hates him. He's the devil. And I was like, oh my God, great. And I loved him. I thought he was the best. He was very, very blunt, and people didn't really like that. He just told you how it was. Like, he told it like it was, you know? But he was awesome. He would like walk on the tables. He was really, really cool. I feel like in that year, I learned so much about who I was because of him. I know that sounds really weird, but he used to tell me all the time, like, you're a good one. You're a good girl. Like, I could tell you're one of the good ones. And I was like, thank you. I am one of the good ones. And then he actually left. He left to teach at another school. I was so sad because he was awesome, but everybody hated him. I loved him. I thought he was funny. So the next question is, did you have any bullies? And I didn't personally have bullies. I take bullying very, very seriously, and I think it's like a really big issue that everybody deals with. Like, I hate bullies. That is my #1 thing. I hate bullies. And I had girls that were pretty mean to me. I had no backbone at all in high school. Like, I just let people walk all over me, and I guess I was an easy target. So I mean, in their defense, it was really easy to be a biatch to me and for me not to do anything back. Maybe if I was a little bit tougher, if I had a little bit more of a stronger personality, they wouldn't have messed with me. And for some reason, people are very vicious in high school. Like, I used to see fights on a daily basis, like physical fights. And I never, ever, ever understood that in my life. Don't put your hands on another person. Like, it used to make me cringe in school. You want to get into a verbal fight, fine. Like, you want to hash things out, call me whatever, call me names, you want me to, whatever. Just don't put your hands on someone else. This sounds really stupid and really like goody two shoes, but you don't know the damage you can do to someone. You don't know how you can hurt someone. Like, it's just wrong. Do not get into physical altercations with anyone. And this is the advice I can give you. I know I'm going off topic, but if you're in high school and you're having problems with, there's a freaking rooster outside my window. Can you see him? Side note, I have a huge fear of large birds. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, look at this one. You won't be able to see it. Right here. There's like a family! Why are there so many roosters outside my window? What the? Like I was saying, if you're in school and you're having problems with a girl, or you're a guy having problems with a guy, or having problems with someone, don't fight them. Don't fight them. I mean, unless they're like pounding you into the ground and you can defend yourself, yeah, defend yourself. Hash things out with words. Just try your best to contain your anger. Don't put your hands on someone else. Unless they punch you in the face, then, I mean, you have every right to punch them back. You are having issues in high school. These people that are giving you issues, these bullies, these people who are attacking you, like, they're nobodies, okay? They must be really sad and miserable with their lives to make you feel bad. but you will graduate high school and you will never look back, okay? You will never see these people again. Everyone thinks that you're gonna know all of these people. Like when you're in high school, you think, oh my God, I'm gonna know everyone for the rest of my life. We're all gonna be friends. We're all whatever, and you're gonna know your enemies forever. That's not true. You leave high school and you stay with your small group of friends. That's it. Your circle gets smaller as you get older and you become more wise, and you realize that true friendships come one in a lifetime, and everybody you're friends with now in high school, you may not continue to be friends with them when you graduate, and that's okay. So the same goes with bullies. Like once, I know it's tough, but hang in there. Once you graduate high school, you can just like, and never look back. Did you go to prom? Yes, I did. I went with Danny, and actually Danny forced me to go to prom. I'm gonna insert my prom picture. I was one of those people like, oh, I don't do prom. Proms are for the cool kids. I don't want to go to prom. So Danny was like, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life if you don't go to prom. It's a very big thing for people. Go to prom. So he forced me to go, and I went with him. And I gotta be honest, I'm not happy I went. I could have done without going, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have regretted it. But I went because he really wanted us to go, I guess. How do you deal with social anxiety? I didn't. Like I said, I ate lunch in a classroom, which, I mean, in high school, that's a lot of people would tell me like, that's weird. Why do you eat lunch with a teacher? Like, that's weird. But that's just how I dealt with things. I stayed with my little group of friends in one room. It was okay. I gotta be honest, I didn't really get really bad anxiety until 2011, and I graduated in 2010. So I did have social anxiety while I was in high school. Now I have generalized anxiety, but social anxiety happened to me in high school, but only if I was like at a party I didn't want to be at, if I felt super uncomfortable like in a classroom and there were people there that made me uncomfortable, like things like that gave me social anxiety. But it was mainly if I was forced to go to a party I didn't want to go to, and I was just like, oh my God, I want to go home. How do you deal with nerve-wracking presentations? I have the worst. I'm so nervous. I don't like to be under the spotlight, which is why I started doing YouTube, because I just sit in a room and I talk to so many people, but there's nobody here. And I don't like to be the center of attention. I don't like people looking at me. I don't like it. So sometimes I would like beg my teacher, please, please, please don't make me present. Please, can I present to just you by ourselves in lunch? Like, I have asked multiple teachers to let me present certain projects when nobody was around, like out after school or during lunch. And some of them actually said yes. Some of them were biatches, but some of them actually said yes. So I guess try to do that. If you are someone who like sweats profusely and you're just not good with presentations, maybe sit down and talk to your teacher. Maybe they'll understand. Somebody asked how to avoid fuckboys. There's no way avoiding them, guys. High school is full of them. Okay guys, so that completes this video. I know this video is so incredibly long. I'm so sorry, and I hope that, I feel like I didn't even give advice in this video. I was just talking out of my arse, but I hope that you got some sort of advice or learned something, or this video was helpful. I hope this video was helpful in some way. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.